Welcome to the Black Dawn. It is I3 here, and today we will be I suppose I'll be bringing you guys some new commentary today. I know it's been quite a while. It's been about 3 weeks or 4. I haven't really been keeping track when the last time I actually posted a video. But today we are going to be playing here on Alert. I'm going to be using my UMP45, and I also got some extra clips after this just to extend the gameplay and extend the topic and the discussion that I'm going to be having today. And I thought I would bring out a kind of a little bit of a controversial topic that a lot of people seem to be asking me about, and questions that I seem to be getting regarding this topic, and that is the topic of Android versus iOS. And I know it's a very, very debated topic, and a lot of people, I don't even know why, get touchy about it, but I've owned an iPhone for about 5 years, ever since it came out. I had the iPhone first gen, and I've been playing on iPhones ever since. And then I decided to switch over to Android this past year, and I kind of stuck with it, and I kind of started to like it. So I'm going to be doing basically a factual evidence about Androids and iOS and their facts be behind them, and just give you guys an opportunity to form your own opinion. And I also have with me some friends who might, if they want, even to just introduce an idea or just an outside type of non-mobile gamer perspective. If you guys want to go ahead and introduce yourself, that'd be great.
Howdy, it's Jesus.
Alright, that's Jesus. And that was a nice triple feed right there. Anyways, so what we're going to start off with the iOS and just basically what's so great about iOS gaming. And because everyone who's probably watching this is probably an iOS gamer or a mobile gamer in regards to you watching Modern Combat 3 gameplay, I decided that we're going to take a gamer's perspective on this. What is better, Android or iOS? And a lot of people argue that iOS is better for gaming because it has a lot more games. Now, the App Store is definitely one of the greatest parts of having an iPhone. I love the App Store. It was brilliant. It had so many apps. And most game developers who make games for mobile gaming, like Gameloft or like any other type of game. Well, I'm not even going to consider Gameloft in that kind of iOS type developer, because they're starting to stretch out to Android a lot more than they used to. But even so, iOS still has a lot more games like Batman Arkham City, or they also have Mass Effect, and games that the Android doesn't really have. And so that's why people like to say that, oh, the iOS is better for gaming because it has more games. And I can definitely agree with that argument, and will put my hat off to that, because that is true. That is true. For Android, however, what I like about the gaming on Android, or the gaming experience on Android, is that it's just so much more of a powerful device. It's basically like you're comparing a Mac almost to a PC. With a Mac, you have actually, Macs don't even have that many games. PC has the most games, so I guess that's not really a good comparison. How about, let's just say if there was a new Xbox that came out, and let's just say you didn't have an Xbox, or you never owned an Xbox 360, and a new Xbox was coming out, and it had these awesome specs, it had this awesome hardware, and it was a really powerful machine. So would you rather have that new Xbox with all this great performance, and yet have not that many games for it, or would you have an Xbox 360 and have all of those games? I'm gonna ask you that question. What would you like? And Jesus, what would you rather have?
What was the question? Sorry.
It's okay. Would you rather have a new Xbox? For example, if a new Xbox were to come out with amazing hardware and amazing specs, would you rather have that, even if it didn't have that many games, or would you rather have an Xbox 360 with all of the games that it has right now? Which one would you rather have?
Well, I honestly prefer to have the 360 because that has the most games, and usually launch games on a system like, let's say, the Wii U that's coming out. Not that many games that are coming out for it are interesting me. So
Okay, so you wouldn't even regard the fact that even that games will eventually be start to be made for that new system.
well, I would probably look into it, see what type of games are on that system that I enjoy. But overall, I'd probably stick with the one that I already have.
Okay. Um, all right. Now getting into a new topic. However, um, I I I would like the new Xbox just just because I know the performance is better, and I know that there will eventually be games that won't be able to run on the older system. And that's basically where I'm getting my argument from. And that's where I'm getting my argument with the Android and iOS. The Android, even so, has a lot of games. I have Modern Combat 3 and I can play it perfectly. And it also depends on what type of gamer you are. I think it definitely depends on the type of gamer you are and the type of mobile gaming gamer you are. If you plan to present your gameplay using recording devices, or you'd like to be on YouTube and you like to do all this kind of stuff, I think Android makes it easier to perform that, because it's easy for me to do this on an Android device. There's absolutely no lag. All the time, the Android gamer, no matter what game you'll play, they'll always run at 60 frames per second or higher. It will never drop below that. And the iPod or the iPhone, whatever iOS device you have, even the iPhone, the iPhone 4S or the iPad 3, it will lag. I mean, there will for the most part it'll run at 60 frames per second, but the iPhone 4 will run, or the iPhone 4 runs it at approximately 20 frames per second. The iPad 2 runs it at about 50 frames per second. And I know this because I've actually played Modern Combat 3 on an iPad, and I've seen the difference. And you really won't get that. You really won't see that difference until you've actually played on Android and the iOS. And I think that's where a lot of arguments are faltered and are flawed, is that they don't have the experience from both devices. Most people who argue that the iOS is better have never really experienced the true experience on an Android. And I'm not just talking about one of those really weak Android devices, because then that's another argument, is that there's a lot of Android devices. But I'm talking about a hardcore Android device such as the Samsung Galaxy S2 or the HTC One X or any of these really high-end Android devices. If you really haven't experienced gaming on those devices, I really don't find that your argument is 100% valid when you don't even know the experience for yourself. And I think that's where a lot of people's arguments are flawed. And I've played on iOS enough to know what I like in my mobile gaming, and that's kind of where I get my, where I kind of enjoy Android more. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be saying, well, of course the iOS, it's going to have more games, and games are going to be coming out for it first. And, that used to be the case, but in recent games that have been released, even by Gameloft, they are stretching out to Android a lot more than they have before. And even Modern Combat 3 is getting the updates, and just everything seems to be falling into place where it should be in the Android market, and the new Play Store rather. And in my opinion, I definitely think it's going to catch up to the App Store. The problem is that because there are so many Android devices, the Play Store is kind of broken in the sense that we need to make apps for this certain type of device, we need to make apps for that certain device. So it's definitely harder for a developer to make a game that is compatible with all these different devices, and that's where the major flaw is on the Android. However, as I said before, they are getting better at it. Game developers are getting better at making games compatible with all of the devices before they release them to the Play Store, release them to the iOS App Store. And from my experience, I think that in a sense, the type of gamer you are, the iOS, in its lag and it's just, its performance ability, it just will not match up to an Android. There's really no arguing that. It's proven. I've used iOS devices, and I've used the highest ending, the iOS devices with the best specs. None of them can really compare to the highest end Android. There's no question in regarding performance as to which is better. I will say though that a jailbroken iPhone or a jailbroken iOS device will probably meet some of those expectations a lot better than a normal iPhone would, in regards to recording without that lag. But then again, when you get an iOS device and you want to record, you're going to need to buy the extra equipment. You're going to need to buy the extra software that will allow you to do that without having any lag. And the Android, you can just pop in Screencast and just download an app from the app market. It's basically, the app market on Android is almost like Cydia in a sense, because it already comes with all of these amazing performance enhancements and all of these video recorders that you really don't need to jailbreak it at all. And that's what I like about Android. I just think that the user friendliness and its hardcore spec apps or whatever it may be that you need to accomplish that will take high-end processing, the Android will handle it a lot better, and that's where I get my argument that the Android device is better for mobile gaming. But of course, you also have the other arguments that I do understand. If you truly do like iOS better, I understand that argument as well. So I want to hear what you guys' opinions are, but go ahead and post down in the comments, and this is the end of this video, so I will talk to you all again later real soon. Bye.